It's the day after, and it's cured. Let me swing down here. And it seems to be, you know, when I look at it, I don't really notice whether or not it has any dry spots. I don't know whether it's could be underneath. If it looks like it I don't know until I get the Costco sheeting out. It could be the difference between the shipping tape sitting on top of the Costco tarp. So let me start taking off the ends here. Well, I've chewed away all the, you know, got rid of the rubber band that was down here and pulled this apart. Let me go down at the other end and see if I can give it a tug. Well, question one that I had, the big question, is would I be able to get it off? So now I'm going to think I'll take the whole thing outside and pull it off where I got a little more room to work, and then we'll hopefully pull the tarp, the protector, out of the inside of the glass part of the mast. And then we'll come back and talk about that some more. So, well, we got the inside and the outside. The aluminum mast, this is a lot lighter than the aluminum mast, whereas it's about 3 feet shorter, but most of that length is up at the other end. Seems to be a little more limber than the aluminum mast. So I don't know if my section is too thin or not. But let me see if I can set up here and put the aluminum mast away. Well, I was able to get the snake out. And I got the mast finished. It's light. I mean, it doesn't weigh anything, but it's not nearly stiff enough. And when I was outside bending it, I kind of put a small little. So I was debating whether or not to delete this whole series, but I think I'm going to continue on. Now I don't have, you know, when I measured it with my tape measure, it comes out exactly 13 feet. So now I have a blank that I'm just going to let lay here and you know, cure for a few more days. I'm not going to worry about putting anything more on it because I don't have anything more on it at the time. But see how it is so light. I don't even know if this thing weighs a pound. It should be a lot heavier. It should be a lot more rigid. So I'll let this series stay on YouTube. I will say that, you know, everybody's going to say, well, you dumb shit, you didn't do this, or you didn't do that, or you didn't compress it, or you didn't wrap it. What I didn't do was put enough thickness in it, enough fiber. So, we'll set that off to the side. And I'll go out and I need to get my aluminum mast for that lower bay, and so I can run my my little Pram 50 sail, my little tan bark sail, because I was debating about how I was going to do the boom and the gaff pole. You know, was I going to make them out of fiberglass or what? Now I don't have to worry about it. I'm going to go down and get my aluminum tubing, and so we'll continue on with this mast fiasco. I'll set this someplace where I can reuse it again. I'm going to give it a good, I'll let it cure here, and then when I get ready to do something with it again, I will sand it down really well, and then we'll, as soon as I get some credits ahead down at Duckworks, I'll spend some more money and get maybe another layer or two, another, say, 26 feet of that 3-inch, and add that. And then this next time I will wrap it, because I don't have to worry about getting it off my aluminum mast. So that's where it stands now. So we'll come back doing something else. I want to really get back to my plans on my East Mercer duck project, and I want to and my Shoalwater Bay version of that boat, and I want to get out and start sailing. I got 10 boats and I haven't been in any of them for months, so we'll come back. I mean, I did learn some good things here about the, putting these things in, encapsulating these things. So put another layer or two of glass on is not going to change how these are functioning. They will be here forever. So we'll call that a day. And I'll leave comments open, because I know people are going to make some comments one way or the other. So we'll come back on something more interesting. And I also had a good chance to use my death grip hitch on one end of the mast, the small end, the tapering part, because I knew it would hold. And then I was able to take some channel locks and grab the Costco tarp on the inside and give it a good steady yank, and it finally came out. So at least I used something of mine. See you later. I've been debating over what to do. I was getting ready this afternoon delete all the how to make a mast videos. I was thinking, well, okay, I'm maybe leading people down the wrong path, and I was thinking, okay, well, maybe I don't. Everybody has their thing about negativity, and you hate to see people starting to comment and say, oh, what a stupid thing that was. But I came out this morning to look at the mast again, and I thought, well, maybe I could find some way to save it. Right now, I took my my food scale out yesterday and measured it, and it's 3.5 pounds. I mean, it's a lot lighter than the aluminum mast, but the aluminum mast is about 3 feet longer, and if that 1.5 for the international guys, that's 1.61 kilograms. But I discovered this morning that I didn't have a full cure. It was so cold in the barn that it took 48 hours. 48 hours to get a full cure. Once, it's been a full day since I pulled it out of the blank and got rid of the tarp inside, which was a little fun getting around. But luckily, I had my 11-foot sprit pole for the rig for my 64 pram sail, and was able to slide it up and down both ends to get it out. The problem I had is I stuck a cord up through the big end up to the small end with a wire, and it tied it around to that little eye we had at the top end of the tarp, and I pulled it through. Well, it bunched up and it choked off on me, and then I played hell trying to get it out. But once I got everything situated, then it just slipped right out again once I stuck the pole up there and pulled it away from the wall. But if you don't live, I can go down to my metal supermarket on Monday and spend about $80 and pick up my full 2-inch 13-foot 065 wall aluminum mast, and then my 1.5" 065 wall boom, and then the same thing for the gaff pole, you know, and I'm done, you know, I don't have to, but you know, you may not be able to, and I know there's a place called out of Seattle Online Metals, but you're limited by what UPS can carry, and that's what, 8 feet. So this is something you can get. You know, I mean, you can. I'll go back to when on that one video, I can't remember what it was, episode 6, maybe 7, 6 probably, when I ran out of 3-inch tape, because remember I started, when we were going to start this, it was going to be 6 layers of the 2-inch tape, excuse me, not 3-inch tape, 6 layers of the 2-inch tape, and I ran out at 3, but then I saw that this stuff was so thick that I thought, well, maybe I can get away with it. But I think what I'm going to do, or well, for you people at home, I would say go ahead, because shipping costs and transportation costs and stuff would get pretty expensive if you wanted a 13 or 14 foot mast. You might be able, I mean, you should be able to make something out of PVC pipe. I know I was at my hardware store the day before yesterday, and they have these joints that are fit to go inside, like a coupling, but not an outside, but an inside coupling. So you should be able to get some lightweight pipe, and you know, as long as you have that V-trough like I had, and then wrap your, you know, that plastic. You could probably, the plastic's light enough and strong enough, it'll give you some crushability in here, and a little bit of resistance to bending, and then go ahead and wrap that with maybe 4 or 5 wraps of the 2-inch tape, and then get either the 10 ounce or the 15 ounce sleeve from Chuck, and you can make your own mast. I'm really happy with these, the way these things came out, to be able to drill and to encapsulate them in there. I'm going to enter. Going back to the give you lemons, make lemonade, I was thinking of a way that I can add more glass to this to make it a little stiffer. It's just a little too, I like a little bit more wall thickness. I don't want to be out sailing along and a puff comes up and the next thing the mast, you know, snaps in half. So I was thinking today, which I'm always thinking, I think I found a way that I can use scrap cloth in order to add thickness, and then I'll have Chuck send me, you know, I'll get another set of the sleeving. I don't know if I'll go with the 15 ounce, I may go with the 2.5 ounce, or not the 2.5 ounce, but the 10 ounce in the 2.5 inch, because it's the 2.5 inches within the limit of down here. So, and I would imagine at 13 feet, and as much as Chuck sent me 16 feet of the 15 ounce, and I had 3 feet left over, so, and I got a 13 foot mast, so you could probably do the same thing with the 2.5 inch tape. You may add, just for insurance, an extra foot, you know, make it 14 inches or 14 feet of the 10 ounce 2.5 inch sleeving, and you'll be, you know, more than certain to you'll be able to have enough distance. So, but I'm going to keep the videos up. I mean, everything that I've done has, you know, has been useful, and would I do things differently? Yes. When I wrap this, I would wrap this, but I would go ahead and wrap it with my nylon cloth, because I was really happy with the results of that, as opposed to wrapping it with shrink wrap shipping tape, or not shipping tape, but the shrink wrap stuff on a roll, because it absorbed the excess epoxy, and it was able to peel off and leave me a really nice surface. So I'll probably go ahead and do that on the last coat of this. So we're not done. I'm going to go back into the computer and start drawing. I've got, like I alluded to a couple episodes ago, I've got 2 little boats to go sailing in, but they don't have rudders. You use an oar. If you've watched any of those, go on YouTube and West Mercy duck punts and watch those guys. They're out having just a kick in the ass with a little Optimus sail in those little boats. So I guess I've rambled on enough. So we'll come back when I figure, you know, if I want to show you my way of doing this. It may be a hit and it may be a fail, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to salvage this, and we haven't wasted all this time, and you haven't wasted all this time sitting here watching me yammer on, which I'm still seem to be doing. So I'll see you guys later.